Hey YouTube, this is Bob from TeamDamageStep, and I'm here with a fun traditional deck that I've wanted to build for a while now, and I finally got all the cards for it last night. So here we go. We got one Makyura the Destructor. When this card is sent to the graveyard, it allows me to activate trap cards from my hand, and it's how the deck stays consistent and wins on the first turn. So we have 3 Armageddonites after that, to send Makyura to the grave, 2 Summoner Monk to get Armageddonite to send Makyura to the grave, or if push comes to shove, to get Makyura to the field so I can Xyz into a rank 4. And then 3 Brow for discard draw power. Uh, on the spells, we have 1 Pot of Greed, 1 Graceful Charity. Discarding 2 Brow with Graceful Charity is so much fun, it's ridiculous. Then we have 3 Upstart Goblins, 3 Into the Voids, 3 One Day of Peace, 3 Dark Will Dealings, 2 Hand Destructions, 1 Allure of Darkness, 1 Card Destruction, 1 Painful Choice. This might be the MVP of the deck, because if I have it in my opening hand, then it lets me get Makyura to the grave somehow. I will get a card that will send it to the graveyard. And if I draw into it, I can use it to thin my deck out of all the cards that I normally use to send Makyura to the grave, which are dead once Makyura is already there. Then we have 1 Foolish Burial to send Makyura to the grave, or a lot like Painful Choice afterwards to just thin the deck. 1 Reinforcements to the Army. It can get me Makyura or Armageddonite. 1 Soul Release. Soul Release is a kind of a dick card in this deck because I run cards that give my opponent a graveyard by them discarding, such as Hand Destruction and Dark Will Dealings. So if I play this, I can remove up to 5 of their discarded cards, bringing their graveyard back to 0, and allowing for the first turn kill with Exchange of the Spirit to work. And as far as traps, we have 3 Reckless Greed, the Pot of Greed once Makyura is there, 3 Good Goblin Housekeeping. The first card of this is a -1, so I usually end up discarding it somehow, and then just using the last 2. 2 Legacy of Yata-Garasu. I'm using this card over Jar of Greed because it has Yata-Garasu on it, and that is another banned card, so I thought it fit in well. And 1 Exchange of the Spirit. If anyone doesn't know what this card does, when I have 15 or more cards in my graveyard, I can pay 1,000 life points, and both me and my opponent switch their decks and graveyard zones, so my graveyard becomes my deck, and vice versa. The way you win is for your opponent to have no graveyard, and then you do this, so they can't draw for their turn, and they lose. Or you could just play Hand Destruction or Card Destruction or One Day of Peace, and they'll lose on your turn. And for the extra deck, I have 1 Wind-Up Zen Meister, because I can go Monk into Makyura, detach Makyura to flip this face down, and then Makyura is in my graveyard. This will be a Lava chain when it comes out, but for now this is the only option that I have. I am thinking about making a series of videos where I have this deck face off against Rabbit and Zector's wind-ups. If you have any suggestions for decks you'd like to see this play, leave them in the comment section below. It's not one-sided because if they go first and like they have a judgment, I lose. All they got to do is wait it out and Judgment my Exchange of the Spirit, and there's nothing this deck can really do to recover from that. So, this has been Bob from TeamDamageStep. See you next time.